here as young guns. It's been a while, actually. I can't remember. I went back and looked last night, but it's been a while since a driver under 30 has won either the championship or the 500. Do you guys think that would be important to help grow the series?
Certainly 2015 did not go exactly to script. We went a bit off piece there, literally and metaphorically. And for sure, it put a lot of focus for me to just get healthy and get back in the car. Like you say, there was some question marks over whether or not I'd be able to do that. And, luckily I had, right from the first responders at the car to everybody at IU that helped me through the initial couple days and the recovery and everything. It was just the greatest team of people, and, happy to report 100% health. There's absolutely no lingering effects from the accident. And so we are 100% focused on 2016 and trying to make amends for a less than stellar 2015. Every time we talk about it, I learn something new. I learn something new about what happened and about the timeline of it all. And I think every time that happens, and the further away I get from the actual event, the more I appreciate it, the more I appreciate the gravity of it, the more I respect the people that helped me and all the rest of it. So it's in the immediate aftermath, you're just so focused on getting back. I really didn't have time to care about anything else. And yeah, there were a couple moments where I wasn't sure. There were certain things that I wasn't sure were going to heal well enough for me to compete at this level again. My neck was actually my biggest concern, if I'm honest. It wasn't widely reported, by a pretty massive neck injury that took a very long time to heal. And there were times where I just didn't think I'd be able to hold my head up in a race car again. But like I said, as time goes on and I'm further removed from it, I definitely appreciate exactly what happened and the support that I got from so many people more and more every day. And it just makes me that much more thankful that I had that support team, and I get to do what I do, and I still now get to do what I do.
Mid-Ohio, to me, was the greatest. I mean, I guess I'm in front of media, so I have to be careful with Courtney now, but is the greatest single day of my life. So, hey, soon you're going to have to answer those too, so. So, for me, to do the Buckeye helmet and Honda, being right there and being home. And it was the first time, I think, ever in my career that my whole family was at the track together, all my siblings and mom and dad and everybody. So to have a day like that was like was a dream come true. And I don't know that you could ever repeat that again. I mean, I just don't know that it would ever have the same sort of spark. But it was a special day. It was a heck of a lot of fun. I still watch it, and enjoy the moment, and it feels just as good as it did on that day. But you don't get experiences like that very often, and so for me, had I been able to accomplish everything, someday when all this is over, if you had won everything except that race, I think I would have always, hated it, that feeling. And so to get Mid-Ohio out of the way was awesome. Certainly I'm a young gun, from the age perspective, but I've been here a long time. So I feel the advantage of I'm still 27 or just turned 27, yet I have a ton of experience. That's probably the advantage. The disadvantage is I'm 27, I feel like I'm getting old, because it's like just the years are all starting to blend together, it's all flying by. Well, really, the Indy 500 is what carries the season. For many, we got a lot of great events, but the 500 is obviously the biggest, and it's the 100th, and it sets the tone. It's a big day. I mean, the 500 is what made our family name what it is today. When Dad won it in '86, and I think from a lot of perspectives, just look at the facility here. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to be changed, a lot of things that are going to be new, and I think that's exciting. Honestly, I can't wait to be a part of it. That's the biggest thing.
I feel so much more relaxed, and I think last year helped that a lot. I feel really confident and comfortable with what I'm doing during a weekend, being able to work with my guys. I mean, that goes a long way. I always had confidence in my abilities and being able to, work well with a group, but finally, when you get something on the table that just solidifies it, I think you feel a lot better about it. And, not just saying that from trying to put out the confidence. But for me personally, I feel really comfortable, and I'm so excited going into this next year. I can't wait to get going, and I feel really good about where we're at. So if we can keep continuing what we did last year, then that's where we're at right now. That's what we're trying to do. For us, I think it's just exciting to get going. It's February now. We're really itching to get ready to go, and this news conference was good. I mean, it's good to just talk to people again about IndyCar racing, what's coming up, and being labeled the young guns is interesting. I can't believe I'm going into my 5th year. It's just, I feel like I've been doing this forever, but at the same time not 5 years. So it's weird. I don't think I'm going to be labeled that for much longer. So got to try and make hay with it when I can. It's good to be young because you're fresh, you're eager, you're generally a little bit more hungry to make things happen, and you're just really determined to prove your worth in the series. I think more so than ever when you're young, you're always determined to prove that you're supposed to be there, and you have a place in line. And as you get older, you get the experience side of it, and to me that's been the biggest difference, learning the experience and gaining that knowledge that you didn't have before. Everyone says it, that it's always a help to have the experience, and I'm noticing it more each year. I mean, you understand things better. You understand race weekends, how to work with a team, how to get the most out of the race car, how to just maximize results. That's the biggest difference. So being young is good, but I think also getting older and gaining the experience is almost even better. The Indianapolis 500 is it's iconic. Everyone talks about it. It's the thing that stands out for me. It's the 100th running, but no one really realizes that there's not many sporting events, that to this magnitude that have gone that many years. So I think it's kind of in a class of its own already, but that just puts it in another class again. And being a part of that it's a big deal. You want to win the Indy 500 regardless of the year, but I think if you're going to win it this year, it would be even more impactful. It kind of sets you up. But Marco Andretti was talking about, that might set you up for the next 100 years and kind of set the trend. So it could be a great year to win it if you're lucky enough to do it, and it's going to be a special time for a lot of people.
I put a lot of pressure on myself. I don't really care what my last name is. I'd want to succeed. It's killing me not having a win. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter if my last name is Smith or Andretti. I'd want to win. I think it's just too early to say. I mean, we need to see sort of what Chevy has. I mean, we know what we have. We have an improvement over last year. Is it enough? I don't know. We hope so, because obviously the competition has been working as well. So we don't know until we're on track with them, really. But I'm a little worried about the speedway stuff. The politics there. I have to voice my opinion on that because it's the 100th anniversary. I hope the field's not divided there because we're not allowed to change a lot on the speedway side. But we should be closer on the short ovals, road and streets, I would hope. I think, last year we were just trying to hang in there, and it's frustrating sort of fighting for 5th, on a given week. You put a perfect weekend together, you're 3rd, and these guys, he was able to pull out a couple wins. So, we were right there for a couple of them, but, never really broke through. Again, not satisfied with only a few podiums. We definitely need the win column because that's, for me, it's frustrating because, I mean, that's what put Hunter Ray ahead of me in points. I have a better finishing average than him last year, but it doesn't matter. So we'll keep working and try to get in the win category.
In a lot of ways, I think it would be the same as winning the 94th or the 105th. It's the greatest race in the world. So is it cool to be able to say you won the 100th? Yeah, but does that really matter? No, we try to win this thing every May.
Well, I mean, for me, the Indy 500 is the race that transformed the Rahal name forever in 1986, and that was 30 years ago. So to win 30 years after Dad, I won Daytona 24 overall 30 years after Dad. Won my Atlantic Championship 30 years after Dad, so in the runoffs, and so I hope this tradition continues. But as James said, you want to win it every season, but the 100th would be pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I would agree. I think we all feel the same way about that. You want to win it regardless of the year. It doesn't really matter, but there's going to be a certain magnitude, I think, to it with being the 100th running. You know, it's just how many sporting events have gone that many years. You know, there's not many that you're going to be able to count. So it's a very special deal to be a part of. So if you win it, you know, there might be some more magnitude to it, but, you know, either way, you win the Indianapolis 500, it's going to be just as hard for the 94th, 95th, just like James said. So I think we all feel very similar about that.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I want to win it every year, but there's something to be said about, you know, Ray Haroon, the first one. I think the 100th is definitely a milestone. You know, I think it would definitely set the tone maybe for the next 100 years, which would be awesome. So, yeah, if there's a year to do it, it's a good one.